Welcome to the Take It Home podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight we got the usual group of good-looking guys. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at zhendricksbrand.com. And of course, if you love your mama's favorite shooters, check us out at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. And I'll pass it off to the senior official.
Hey, what's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was your breakfast hunt, Perch? Ours was probably mostly disappointing.
Well, I wouldn't say disappointing for mine, but it was kind of intriguing. Honey bunches of oats roasted. Never had it before, but I made a weekend out of it, and not bad, not bad. It's no pancakes waffle combo, but I would also say that it's better than some.
Okay. We were surviving on airport food and whatever we could find wherever we were near. So
Yeah, and the breakfast is this is why I don't do the breakfasts, because it was not good. The airport breakfast, we got I got Moe's, and it was not that good of eggs. Not that good. It wasn't good. I mean, overpriced, of course. And Doc, I think, what did you get? That Philly?
yeah, I got a steak, egg, and cheese from the airport that was okay. Once again, yeah, not worth what it cost, but he got the job done. And then the breakfast at the hotel, I was not a fan of the waffles that they had. They were not hitting. Maybe I have been spoiled.
Waffle,
Yeah, maybe I've been
not good
spoiled.
waffles.
Not good waffles.
Bro, they didn't look good. I like woke up and Doc's like, "Hey, if you don't know if you want to make a rush, but breakfast might be done." I was like, "Oh, like how is it?" And he's like, "Not great." Like, the waffles, like it's bad when the waffles are like look like you have to microwave them, like they're already pre-cooked and you have to re-toast them or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't look that appetizing. They had chorizo eggs, which was all right, but I mean, and the bacon felt like rubbery.
So I will say I did have some wings from Model T's over the weekend that was really good. And
Oh,
and the food we ate at Wingers, in their original sauce. That was also very good. So I had some good wings.
oh yeah, their original awesome sauce.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had some good wings
wingers
over
was
the
good.
weekend.
I actually did have some good breakfast though, because I did end up having a bowl of cereal this morning, Golden Grams, and like that hit the spot.
And I had a much better waffle this morning, so that was also very good. But you know what? Might have bad breakfasts, but what's always good is that banger of the week. Perch, what you got?
Banger of the week this week happened to be a 4-day weekend, so I was bumping this song at least once a day, if not multiple times, because there's a lot of different versions. When a band is around for a long time, they play many different versions. This week's banger of the week is the song "Liberty" by the Grateful Dead, a classic.
That's it. Feels
A
like it's been a
later
while since we've had some Grateful Dead.
Yeah, it's time to bring them back onto the podcast here, and Liberty is one of their later tunes, probably '90s era, so 30 years into their career, still making bangers at the time. Um, oh, and this one's got so much emotion behind it. You can feel it in the voice, the music. This song was made for stadiums, and for you in particular, Giants Stadium was known to rock this banger of the week many times. uh, so a difference between nightclub songs and stadium songs. This song really hits and was when they were playing stadiums at the time. So you can feel the emotion, feel the energy, the 80,000 people feeling it right along with it. So find a live version of Liberty and rock it this
I'm
week.
going with live at Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, beautiful.
There you go. I don't see oh god, I can't even remember what the stadium used to be called. But no, yeah, I don't see the one for the Giant Stadium, but we'll get Madison Square Garden in there. All right.
Can't go. All right.
Oh, I'm sure it was a long weekend for all of us. Did we get a chance to watch any wrestling? Perch. Take it back to you.
Yeah, this weekend there was so much good wrestling on. We were able to hop on a little bit, and I never feel overwhelmed with a lot of wrestling going on. Catch what you can, hear about what you hear about, um, and then go back to what you want to go back to. One match that caught me by surprise was because I didn't know what day the show was going on. I just knew it was some day during the weekend, and the days all got mixed up. But I tuned in just in time to catch Asuka versus Bianca Belair 2. And my God, was that a great match. I walked by someone at the show and I was thinking, oh man, are they playing that WrestleMania? I still get emotions. I've replayed that WrestleMania many times. I can still feel it like I was there. Um, and they're like, no, this is actually happening right now. So oh my God, I cleared away what I was doing for the next 10 minutes and sat there and intently watched. It was some good old wrestling fans as we were setting up. Um, and yeah, that was incredible. What some good storytelling. Uh, from seeing it live in a stadium as wide as I could have seen, to a month or two later seeing it through a cell phone and as small as possible to see. These two are destined to fight forever. At least I hope. um, Asuka, say no more. The character, the woman, the person, the human, amazing. As good as a pro wrestler gets. And especially in 2023, it takes a lot to be a special wrestler. And she's got all of it. Bianca Belair, new, up and coming, been around for a couple of years. She's got it. I mean, she is put together, just stacked. Muscles. She could lift a house if she wanted to. Um, and the emotion that she's got, she's able to connect um, and really give the true emotion into the wrestling she gives. So to see her, uh, get one over on Asuka at WrestleMania was cool. But to see Asuka and her trickery this time around, misting the fingers and raking the eyes, she accepted being put up into Bianca's finisher this time around.
Yeah.
Whereas last time, he wasn't
Oh,
so willing to go up into it.
yeah. Learn
This
from our
time, she had
mistakes.
to accept her fate to to reach the eyes at that point. It was incredible. I loved that match. It was very fun to watch. That one stole the weekend for me for watching wise. Um, went back and in that DDT final, King of DDT tournament, there was a non-tournament match with Okatani and Shunma, and it was a weapons match. And actually, a stipulation was if you pierce the other man's ear, I think it was a couple times, you get the victory. Um, only happened once or twice in the match, but wasn't the finish. Shunma, incredible performer, and they keep escalating the matches and the storytelling that they do. Um, unfortunately, Shunma got injured in the match, and a quick pin out of nowhere, and it left me wanting to see more. So it was incredible, great match all around, and it was getting better and better and better, and then it was over before you knew it. So it's like, oh my God, talk about leaving people to be continued. Um, yeah, great match. Really, really enjoyed. Um, AEW over the weekend. Holy smokes, just about everything you could ask for in a pay per view. I haven't caught it, but I've gone back and watched some moments from the pay per view. But yeah, incredible wrestling weekend.
Hell yeah. No, kind of like the same thing. Busy week, so didn't watch like maybe like one whole show, but did catch a couple things here and there. Um on Dynamite, the six man that everybody talked about, Blake Christian AR Fox Metalik versus House of Black. Did watch that. That was super fun. I like how strong they're keeping the House of Black. They are super cool, and I think represent those trios belts very well. They're not low down dirty heels. They're just bigger, better, stronger than you heels. But it's fun. And they got three super athletic guys and Blake and AR and Metalik, and those guys sold like heck and took bumps like crazy and just made those three guys look awesome. So that was super fun. The North American titles triple threat from NXT with Joe Gacy, Tyler Bate, and Wesley. Let's call him his old name, but yeah, with Wesley was super fun. Those guys had amazing chemistry. I think triple threats are super fun when everybody can be an active participating part of it and not just I don't want to call it lazy, but just the easy um hey, the two of us team up on this guy. Oh, why are you trying to win now? Those guys told a very competitive story between the two of them that I really enjoyed. Uh on Night of Champions, saw the AJ versus Seth Rollins to open the show, which was really good. I don't remember if these guys have feuded. Everybody says that they did, but I don't remember it. Great psychology in the match with AJ working the leg. Those two really went at it. AJ hitting the pedigree was awesome to see. Becky versus Trish. Becky with the Kill Bill gear, super sleek. Yeah, I think if Trish, you can see like Trish kind of like knocking off ring rust. I think this was probably her best match so far since she's come back, and really enjoyed it. Love the idea of her teaming with Zoe Stark. Grabbing a good young up and comer and tutoring her. So I think that'll be very good for her. And Zoe Stark is pretty freaking good. And I unfortunately haven't seen any of Double or Nothing. Couple spoilers, but gonna probably try to sit down and watch that tomorrow while I work out. But we shall see. Zach, did you watch anything?
Besides what you just talked about, those two matches, not really. Wayne and probably after the podcast, we'll watch the rest of Night of Champions. I saw clips from AEW, but yeah, nothing really. I mean, I watched a little bit of matches about from our opponents from this week, but that was about it.
All right. Then why don't we talk about our opponents and the things we did this week? Zach, why don't we start off? Friday we were at Fourth Wall out in Milwaukee at the world famous Lapika Lounge #3.
Yes, sir. It was us versus NDS versus TAU for those fourth wall golden jackets, and unfortunately, even though the match was a banger and people said we couldn't top what we did the previous month, I think we topped it. But it would have been a little bit sweeter if we would have won it.
Yes, unfortunately, TAU did retain. They are your Golden Jacket champions. But no, it was good to be in there with all the brothers. Had Perch for the referee. Yeah, just three teams trying to top each other. I'm really proud of TAU and how they've been stepping up and working hard. And yeah, it was fun. Disappointing result, but very fun match.
Yeah. And then Saturday we had wake up like 4:30 a.m.
Yep, something like that. Yep, 4:30.
4:30, make our way luckily to the Milwaukee airport, get on the plane and hit the road, landed in Reno, Nevada around 12:30. Got picked up by one of the promoters of All Pro Wrestling, Luster the Legend. He's been Lester not Luster, Lester the Legend since fourth grade, he told us.
Yes.
One half of our Reno Scum. And also a familiar face was in the car.
Yep.
Christy,
Christina
Christina
Von
Von
Ear.
Erd. You
Yep.
go.
Okay, no, yeah. So got picked up by those two, made the 2.5 hour drive to Winnemucca for the Runnemucca Music Festival. Biker and Music Fest. It would have been somewhere you would think you would find an El Cazador de Pumas. Definitely his type of hunting ground. But no, yeah, it was little motorcycle music festival. Had the ring set up, I guess, next to what was going to be a bonfire because we totally missed that part. But no, yeah, crowd was super into it. Started out on Saturday versus Flaming Aces, Zay Perez and Spencer Scott.
Yes, sir. These guys are trainees of the Oregon Wrestling Academy. Their trainers are Midnight Heat, which we'll get to later. But yeah, two guys started off as a tag team, a dedicated tag team. About a year in, we got to open up the show for the weekend, and I thought we had a great match with these guys.
No, yep, great match. Very impressed with them. They kept working the back. They stayed on the back. Um, it's always good when uh it's easier to sell when people work one body part because then you don't
Yes,
forget.
sir.
It's like they've only been hitting me here, so it's a lot easier. But yeah, I think we had a good match. I think it was a great way to kick off all the wrestling. Like I said, crowd was super into it. All the little kids were loving it, so I have no
And of
complaints.
course, can't hate it when Air Buddies comes through and we get the 1, 2, 3 starting off the weekend. The big win in Nevada, first win in Nevada.
Yes, first win in Nevada. Yes, we were 0-2 last time we came to the West Coast. But yeah, now we get that first win in Nevada. And then
First win in Nevada, and then for those who paid attention to the social medias, there's another tag team named Midnight Heat. Ricky Gibson, Eddie Pearl, two guys who are out there doing it. Former Defy tag team champions. Just was on Ring of Honor, did AEW. I believe they did Impact as well, but wrestling at Hollywood Championship Wrestling currently and stuff in that nature, wrestling places we want to be at. And we got to lock up with them Sunday opening of the show.
yes, we did. Two very professional guys. It was, we want to test ourselves as a tag team, and I think we did more than just hang with them. You know, what was it? I talked about how that other tag team was very good with them working the back. We went to what we know and we worked that arm very well.
Worked the arm. Started off early. They avoided some dives, got a little brawling. Unfortunately, them being a seasoned tag team, they know ring positioning and had a little bit of a DDT cut off on Doc. Worked a little bit of the body parts on Doc. I think they went back to the back. Um,
Yes, I believe so.
yeah,
Or
body
no, my
slam.
head, my head. They were on my head.
Yeah, I know that one move they did was a little bit devastating. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's an elbow to the head. I don't know.
Double winged elbow. I don't know
Yeah.
something. But yeah, but got to get a little bit of flight, elbow drop. But at the end of the night, we picked up another win, a shocking win, in my opinion. Like definitely we went there, like you said, to test ourselves and like more than test ourselves. They went for a double suplex. Doc made the save, and I got the roll up.
Yeah. Uno, dos, tres. 2-0
So
on the West Coast this past weekend. So very fun. Yeah, Ricky and Eddie were awesome. Lester, Christina, they were awesome. Everybody out there, they treated us well last time, treated us well again this time. Super,
yeah,
super
got to see
thankful.
Jerry Gigolo and Perfection's better half. Excellence.
Yeah, excellence. Yes, excellence and Jerry Gigolo. Sorry if Jerry ever hears this. We did not mean to fave you. We just both didn't get the notification for the message.
Yeah, like hopefully if Jerry Gigolo is one of the 20s to 25s listening, we were in the hotel room at like midnight Sunday, and I was like, "Oh shit, Jerry messaged us."
Yeah, so yeah, we just never got the notification. Sorry about that. But yeah, super fun weekend. And we'll definitely be back.
Yes, sir. If Monday was just an all day in the airport.
Yeah, and then yeah, spending all day in the airport yesterday till we got home, which was super exciting. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, good time.
8 a.m. till like midnight.
Yeah, so lots of fun, lots of fun. But Perch, how was your supposed weekend off?
Yeah, it was a really good time. Nice weekend off, which resulted in a few home games, a few shows around home. Always fun to get in the ring, get in the environment, be around the show with people we train with and people where we come from. Um, Support crew and family in wrestling all comes from southeastern Wisconsin, the roots. So anytime there's an opportunity to come back, um, yeah, I love to take full advantage of it. So this weekend we did just that. Celebrated uh, a show on Friday night in Milwaukee and two shows Saturday in West Dallas. Started things off Friday night at La Pica Lounge, car number 3. What a great place! Last time I was there was for the ice or the GCW show with lots of blood, lots of action. It was fun to be back there and setting up the ring for a fourth wall show. Had a blast with everybody. Um, First match I had that night was Jared Jacks against Kyle Pro, reminiscent of the time Kyle Pro threw that giant glass jar of chili powder in La Pica Lounge
He'll
at
never live that
ICW
down. He will
Milwaukee.
always be that guy.
It had to have been 4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah, yeah,
and still remember it. We all do. Everyone who was there
vividly.
that day
Oh yeah.
remembers it. And some things don't people don't forget.
Yep, you will forget.
Very fun match though. Val was in that match as well as a heater on the outside. Really enjoyed good old fashioned Milwaukee pro wrestling. I loved everything about it. Helps me stay in tune with the roots of where we come from. Next match I had that night was Silas Young against Bonds. Uh, Phenomenal match. Getting to work with Silas is always great. Um, they probably went 20, 25 minutes. It was a
Yeah,
good
they
one,
went
back and
wild.
forth. Good pinning combination for the finish. Yeah, good old school match. I really enjoyed. The next match I had was the match you guys talked about before, NDS against Country Air against the TAU. Good
She's number
homies
one fan.
right there. There's no mistake that they won that match.
There is no mistake.
we
There is no mistake. They won.
I'm just saying,
we were
Perch is
on
a
the
big
TAU
TAU fan. He comes back fourth wall. The fix could be in.
we were on the TAU tour the whole
Shenanigans.
weekend and ensured victory wherever we could. Yeah, that was a fun match though, especially to be at La Pica Lounge with the different generations of crew that we have. You guys, myself, to be in there with TAU uh, and the boys from Minnesota, just very cool. Those guys have paralleled us from Minnesota right along our career, um, as well as the next generation of Josiah and Ua. It's cool. It's very cool to play our part and to continue to play our part and to see our small parts evolve slightly as time has gone on. Just the slightest bit. But even just that slight bit in the grand scheme of things, holy smokes, it's amazing. It's good to have good homies all around. And a match like that really reinstates it. Feels like we had just walked in the door a day ago and no time has flown by at all. When in reality, it's been like 4 or 5 years and time has flown by.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Good reflection moments. And then the main event that night was Chucky putting up his jacket against Mateo and Memo, another student that we know. good homie, and Mateo from Chicago, so another one who's kind of paralleled us right along with it, and then Memo, who comes from the next generation of where we come from, and Chucky was at camp before I ever walked in, so cool to play our part in that one as well, and another full circle kind of moment. Leslie came in midway through, I think, helping Memo. Is what I gathered. And it distracted me, and I totally missed a table being broke. Like, dude, I've got one job, and that's to call a finish in a match. And I did not hear or see who went through. So, match continued.
What can you do?
I'd like to think it was Memo, but Chucky had a pretty good gripe. Um, and I didn't see who even went through the table either. So I don't know. Match continued. Memo ended up winning. New champion there. Great time though. La Pica Lounge. We went out with a bang. The next day, ended up having some matches at the bar, ICW Milwaukee, and that was a good time. A blast to see everybody. First match I had was Quinn Whittick against CJ Cole. CJ, another good homie, student, next generation, good guy. Right along with it, him and Larissa coming in at the same time when the world changed. They got to see wrestling when it was all paused and come up through it. So even a generation before Wah and Josiah and Memo, very cool to get to work with CJ. He's always a good homie who's always asking questions, going out there and getting good reps and evolving, especially at ICW. It's been a great training ground for him to get good reps consistently. It was fun to work with him in that environment. As the champion, he's an alternative champion. So cool to represent. Next match I had was Oso and Yeti and Blaze and Ben against the TAU and Sensei Storm. Very fun match there as well. Ended in pure chaos. There was no finish to this one this time around. To be continued. And then by the end of the night, the second show, there were some fun matches. The TAU ended up taking on Oso and Yeti at the end of it, and there were finishes definitive, and TAU ended up being defeated by the end of the weekend.
Oh no!
Yep. So the tour bus came to an abrupt end by the final visit. But
you were riding high for 24 hours.
We were right there with them to pick up the pieces, to allow them to go back to the drawing board and get back to it. Great time though, so much fun all the way around. An absolute blast being able to work shows with people that we train with, and in any locker room on any given weekend, we never know who we're going to see. So anytime we have people who come from the same background or the same roots as us, it's a little extra special. So to have a weekend like this where it was all home people, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed every minute of the fourth wall and ICW shows in Milwaukee.
Nice. All right, fellas, why don't we move on to the topic for tonight? Lots of new images have been released for the AEW wrestling game, Fight or Die. And unfortunately, our homie Eddie Kingston's character model does not look that great. But it did get me thinking. When was the time when you saw a video game and you thought this was it? It can never be better. We have reached the peak of what video games can be. I'll go first. For me, it was Final Fantasy VIII. As much of a nerd as I am now, I did not play a lot of RPGs when I was younger. Final Fantasy VIII was my first one. It was the first game I played on the PlayStation, and it was also my first experience with a DualShock controller. So, the little rumble controllers. So, you put in, the sweet new the hardware that was new at that time, just, oh my God, like, how do they get this to, rumble in time with what's going on? And, the crazy graphics that Squaresoft was known for at the time, like, how could it be, any more realistic than this? Just the whole experience, definitely, of course, all the nostalgia that comes with it. But for me, Final Fantasy VIII was like, that was a moment. It was like, video games cannot get better than this. Thankfully, I was wrong, but at the time, that's what I thought. Let's kick it to you, Perch.
Um, yeah, love video games growing up. Super Nintendo was incredible. 64, into the GameCube, 360 era, PS2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 360. Or the Xbox One in there too. Um, yeah, I would say those early wrestling video games for 64 were pretty damn good. The faces looked real.
Mhm.
The differences were there. Um, but it really hit me when GameCube came and WrestleMania 18. That was like a whole step up. I went from the Nintendo 64 um, to a little bit of the PS1, SmackDown 2, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown, Just Bring It. Those ones were good, but to me, the PS1 was a little bit arcade like. At least the graphics were, uh, in my mind, not as realistic, but more arcade style. So I loved them. They were incredible games. But when the GameCube came around and WrestleMania 18 came around, um, to me it seemed like they focused more on the actual detail, and there may not have been as much wild and crazy stuff. They let you bring in a ladder match and a Hell in a Cell, which is pretty damn cool.
Hey, there's never a guarantee you're gonna get those in games nowadays. So yeah.
Yeah, and that one in particular, WrestleMania 18, I feel they focused on the graphics, and I was like, this is as good as it gets. The best. Day of Reckoning, pretty good too. But when 18 came out, I remember reading it in the magazine and like seeing the pictures for it, and like, whoa, this is a whole nother style. Everything looks a lot more smooth. And then the first game I got for the system, so it did not disappoint. The entrances, the grand arenas, uh, incredible, incredible. I absolutely loved it. WrestleMania 18, best graphics ever. Uh, and then they did get topped, certainly.
Yeah. But for a while, that was your awakening. It's like, this can't. Nope, we have reached peak.
Oh, it reached its peak and then some.
Yeah.
Like 2004 was it? I mean, they could have just stopped right then and never had to come up with a game like Battlefield
Yeah.
or Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. If you only knew what was coming. Zach, what about you, brother?
I'm like gonna suck at this because I don't play a lot of video games. So maybe like one of the new Madden games when they came out, just the graphics, like probably maybe the newest one, but every year the graphics always get better. But I don't know, I'm like not much of a video gamer, so like
Okay.
I'm not gonna be the best at this one, unfortunately, guys. Like my games are more of just Mario Go Kart with
It's
against
all right,
people.
Chris. K Dot's pick is Mario 64. So
I'll go with that one too. Just jump on the.
all right. So two picks for Mario 64. That's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Mario 64 separated itself apart from all other 64 games too. Like
Yeah.
that game was super, super realistic.
It is a game that stands above a lot of good 64 games. So nothing wrong with that one. All right. Why don't we keep it going and talk about what we got coming up this weekend? Perch, since you took the weekend off, where are you back to this week?
Yeah, so this weekend we are out to Atlantic City, New Jersey, for the Tournament of Survival Game Changer Wrestling. A big tournament. The eighth installment, I believe. and yeah, going to be incredible. Uh, Tournament of Survival is Saturday. The Deathmatch Hall of Fame is Saturday night, and the Jersey Championship Wrestling Show is going to be later that night as well. So 2 shows, 3 including the Hall of Fame on Saturday, all on Fight TV. The tournament has got people from all over the world: Mexico, Europe, US, Canada, Japan. Really going to be an incredible tournament. And the next day is the Cage of Survival. The winner of the tournament will face Masha Slamovich for the GCW World Heavyweight Championship. So cool stipulations, cool tournament. 2 Game Changer wrestling shows and a Jersey Championship wrestling show in 3 days. Going to be a fun time. The carousel room at the Showboat is no more for many shows, especially since the world changed. The Game Changer wrestling shows have been shown at the carousel room with an amazing backdrop, cool ceiling. This time, it is no more. It's a go-kart rink. So, curious to see what room or even outside this time around, where we're going to be. So, yep, Fight TV, Game Changer Wrestling, fun tournament weekend.
Nice. And Zach, we are back home, but all over the place.
We're gonna be bouncing around a little bit.
Yep. So starting out Saturday morning, we are headed to what is it, the RDS gym, for the Mike Bailey seminar being put on by Black Label Pro. We already talked to a couple of homies who are going to be there, expecting it to be a good time. I know he did the seminar at Freelance, and we have talked to the homie Saban about his experience there, and we've taken some things from that and tried to implement it into our matches. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. We've heard nothing, like you said, the Freelance seminar being nothing but great. Everyone talking about how the way Mike Bailey thinks about matches is like completely different than everyone else, and how just why he proves like he's one of the best. So yeah, super looking forward to that. And then as soon as the seminar's done, we got to probably hit the road a little earlier than we would like to, because we have Zawa live that night.
Yep. Zawa Fest 3 at the Happy Spot in Deer Grove. It'll be Country Air taking on the new dojo, which is Hunk Cassidy and Russell O'Dare.
Yes, sir. We beat Hunk Cassidy with Master Sensei Spade. Russell O'Dare's like an eighth of that guy, so I'm expecting same results.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they've added a little bit of speed with Russ, but we are seasoned Zawa vets, and we do not overlook anyone, and we're going to be back on our way to 3-time Zawa Live Tag Team Champions.
Yes, sir.
And
And
then
then Sunday,
Sunday,
I don't know what town. It's in Indiana though.
Lafayette,
Lafayette, Indiana. BMXF or BMFX.
BMFX.
Yes, sir. We make our debut there, and we take on a tag team in Logan Myers and
Josh Morris.
Josh Morris. I know that because when we did PWK, Armando was really like, "Hey, me and Josh Morris, like that kid has the same attitude as Armando Alvarez. I can see them tagging.
Okay.
I can see
Yeah,
it.
looking forward to this. We've seen Logan work. Uh, at least I have seen him work at one time, notably before. Highly inspired by Dolph Ziggler. So really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, he was. He wrestled Chucky and
Yep.
drop kick like Dolph Ziggler, rear naked choke like Dolph Ziggler. Damn near shot that he hit the zigzag.
Yep. So should be a fun one. Should be a good weekend. That's an early show too, so maybe make it home at a decent hour. So, but should be a fun one. Happy to be back home. Happy to be doing the works.
Yeah, new back home, new places. It'd be great.
Yep. And with that, I think it's time we start taking it home. Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Um, no, I mean, I almost got kidnapped in Nevada.
Yeah, there was that.
Kidnapped
But
their mug.
we're all right.
Yeah, that was a wild story. So, other than that, nothing. I mean, I guess like have a great week. There
Have a
we go.
great week. All right. Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, safe travels to everybody all around. Summertime, hot days, stay hydrated, safe travels.
Yep. And for me, as usual, stay safe, take care of yourself. Be sure to follow us on all the social medias. Tell promotions to book us because we like to wrestle and ref. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us the video game that made you think, wow, it's just never going to get better than this. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.